Hey guys, it's Jay and welcome to our Carnival Valor ship tour. We spent 5 days on the Valor in September 2019. We'll start off as we usually do here in the lobby on Deck 3. This is actually looking at it from Deck 4, but shh, don't tell anybody. The decor on the Valor is very American themed, lots of flags, lots of presidents. Here we are wandering by the shore excursion desk, and guest services is also down there. Even flags on the staircase, how about that? We'll jump now to the Lincoln Dining Room, which occupies Deck 3 and Deck 4 midship. Coming in here on Deck 4, the balcony just overlooking. We can kind of see some of the decor scheme and the seating layout and arrangements and things like that. This was the Anytime Dining Room for our sailing, and we even got a little peek in at the Dining Annex Room, whatever they use that for. In the back of the ship, we do have the Washington Dining Room, which is where we were. That is for the assigned time seating. Decor very similar. Same kind of color scheme, same everything, so very nice. And here we are partying with some waiters. Jumping now up to the front of the ship, we have the Ivanhoe Theater. We're looking at it here from Deck 4, but it occupies Deck 3, 4, and 5. Lots of big cozy seats, benches, fold-down style seats. And down on Deck 3, they do have the individual tables. The decor scheme in there seems to be sort of medieval England, I would call it. Knights of the Round Table, sort of family crests. And then they do have the staircase where you can either exit up to Deck 5 or down to Deck 4. So we'll continue exploring on Deck 4. Back to the atrium area, we have the photo gallery. This was still an old school printed out photo gallery. And we'll take another little peek down at the atrium because why not? I love a good atrium pan. Some more shots around the photo gallery just showing, they sell cameras and frames and all kinds of stuff. We have the Iliad Library on Deck 4. And this is not a library bar, it is still a proper library where you can get books and games and sit and read words on paper. Fascinating. All kinds of cozy places to sit, and you can go in there and play cards and hang out with your friends. Deck 4 toward the aft, we do have the Winston's Bar area, and that is after Mr. Winston Churchill. You can see Union Jacks up there in the ceiling, and there's a nice little ship behind the bar, and pictures of the man himself. So just they use this for karaoke, but a cool little lounge. Jumping up to Deck 5 now, we can look down into what they call the Glory Atrium. And this has a bunch of lounges around it. This is the Paris Hot Bar, where there are lots of ladies wearing banana skirts and some cool theming. I think they do karaoke in here sometimes, but we actually didn't have any events in there for our sailing that we went to. The Eagles Aft Lounge, of course, decorated in eagles of all kinds, neon eagles, eagles on tables. But this is the Comedy Lounge, a nice big old school comedy lounge with cozy booths. We do love this kind of lounge. It does still tend to fill up, which is crazy thinking of how small the comedy lounges are on the modern ships. But anyway, moving along to the Piano Bar on Deck 5, this is the Lindy Hop Bar, themed after Charles Lindbergh. Again, cozy benches and chairs and airplanes on the ceiling. We've got the piano with stools around it, and again, airplanes on the ceiling, because Charles Lindbergh. Moving a little forward now, we have the Alchemy Bar on Deck 5, the home of good, fancy, awesome drinks. So, if you have not checked out Alchemy, you should. And if you look up on the Valor, you can see some presidents up there. We've got the Disco Dance Club, which is called the One Small Step Night Club. Nice colorful dance floor. They got some volcano theming in there too for some reason. The bar area. We did hang out in here a couple of nights. There I am pointing out the fact that there is a ramp that you can get on the dance floor with. And there it is, just packed from wall to wall. Just people as far as the eye can see. We have the arcade area also on Deck 5. Oh my, look at that face. But anyway, this class of ship does have probably about the largest arcade that I can remember seeing on a ship. So many games. And it's the kind where, I'm excited about a crane game and some rubber ducks apparently, but you get the little tickets and you can redeem them for prizes. Now we have the Red Frog Pub, which is another awesome place to hang out. And this on this ship, this is where they did the happy hours, the half-price drink specials in here. But Caribbean themed, lots of amazing drinks, live music, just a great chill place to hang out. And they've even got some games and stuff in there. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Well, before we get to that, this is used to be the Future Cruise desk, but they don't really do anything with it. We've also got a fun hub station there with a printer that you can use. But the cutest little cafe decorated with all those little coffee cups up there. Actually, they're big coffee cups, but they did have the new pastries for purchase. They do have some free pastries in the morning typically, but these are the pay pastries. Pastries. Yeah, pay pastry. Moving up now to the Shogun Club Casino. This, of course, is your casino, and the decor scheme seems to be like feudal Japan, I would say. So interesting. A lot of the ship seemed to be Americana, but then there were these areas where it was like medieval England and feudal Japan and, you know, a little Winston Churchill thrown in for good measure. But anyway, slot machines, table games, the cashier's desk is back there in the one corner, the bar over in the other corner. There's a little sneak of the bar and some sports on TV as we walk by. Speaking of sports, if you move a little bit more forward off the atrium, you have the Skybox Sports Bar, where you can sit and do all the sportsing. So many TVs, so much sports, so little time. How can you fit it all in? But this does look like an amazing place to hang out. They've got the stools at the bar, they've got lots of cozy booths. I believe this is a smoking bar. It connects right to the casino, and the casino is smoking, so I think this is a smoke-approved area. On Deck 5, you will also find the fun shops. We've got the Shiny Store, where you can find all the jewelry your heart could ever desire. We have the Cherry on Top, which is a sort of a smaller version. It's one of the old converted formality shops, but all the candy your heart could desire. And the regular souvenir store, which also has cigarettes, alcohol, perfume, all sorts of things. But this is where you go to get all your souvenirs, your t-shirts, your hats. They sell candy in there. Everything, everything. Here we are going back actually when the shop is open to check some things out. Necklaces, ship models, tote bags, all sorts of cute stuff. And of course they had a special Cozumel section because I think this ship probably hits Cozumel about every loop out of New Orleans. And about 100 gabajillion kinds of perfume, so you can smell all the smells. Now, around the ship, they do have these kiosks, which I thought was interesting. You can check your sail and sign balance, but you can also get your large bills broken down into smaller bills for change, so that is very convenient. Jumping up to Deck 9 now, which is our main Lido deck. We're in the mid of Deck 9 at the Argonaut pool area. This is your larger of the two pools on the ship. The Blue Iguana Cantina area, where you can get your breakfast burritos, lunch burritos, taco bowls, tacos. So much goodness to be had at Blue Iguana. We also have Guy's Burger Joint out there. All kinds of burger deliciousness. I'm talking chili, onion rings, any kind of toppings you could think, barbecue sauce, and they have a whole toppings bar too. The ice cream stations were kind of a really fancy looking ice cream station on this ship, which was awesome. 24-hour ice cream. And the main Lido deck area is called Rosie's Restaurant. We've got some buffet lines, and this is our Mongolian wok. This ship does still have a proper Mongolian wok, where you choose all your ingredients, choose a protein, they mix it together for you, choose a sauce, and it's delicious. We love us some Mongolian wok. Then if we move a little further back, on one side you do have the deli area, and they've got the new, as we call it, the standard deli menu now, where everything is pretty much pre-prepared and you can't really make substitutions, but still good stuff. And opposite that, on the other side, we have a Sushi at Sea station, which is a pay option. Everything we've talked about so far on the Lido deck has been free. This is the first pay option that we're touching on. Kind of tried to get some shots of the menu there. And moving even further back on the Lido deck, we do have the standard buffet lines, and the theme does change about every day. They'll do Italian, they'll do American, Caribbean, so that's kind of nice to see. Jumping out to the aft area, we're actually looking down from Deck 10 at this point, but we have the aft pool. This is the Prometheus pool area. We have the pizzeria stuck over in one corner. We've got the seafood shack over in the other corner, and that is a pay option. Pizza is free, seafood is pay. And a bar area right back there. How convenient. Deck 10, we have the old-fashioned barbecue, which is another free option for lunch. Shot of the menu there, but basically all sorts of meats. They have beef, pork, chicken, sides like potato salad, baked beans, just a whole lot of goodness. Also on Deck 10 a little further forward, we have the steakhouse, which is a pay option. And we did eat there one night, so a couple of quick scenes of us coming in and looking around. It's called Scarlett's Steakhouse, and the theming was Gone with the Wind, but I didn't really capture too much of the theming from our table. Deck 11 now outside, peeking in at the basketball court area. It is a half-court basketball area, I guess you would call it. And they had a volleyball net. Jogging track, of course, and it takes 9 times around to make 1 mile, we learned. And a quick little pan of the main mid-Lido deck area from Deck 11, looking down to Deck 9. Here we are on the Sun Deck. I actually took this footage from our Carnival Conquest trip because we did not make it up here on the Valor, but it is basically identical. You can see mini golf, a Sun Deck, and heading out to the Serenity area. This was also from the Carnival Conquest because for some reason we did not make it to Serenity on the Valor. But again, identical. So, got a couple of hot tubs up on deck 14. Lots of places to chill out. Those nice little round egg chairs, we call them, and all kinds of loungers. Great, great place to spend the day. And that is it for our Carnival Valor ship tour. If you missed any of our vlogs from the actual trip, those are over on the channel. Be sure to check those out. If you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Become a Paromaniac today. Socialize all our media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And until next time, rock on!